Happy Gemini new moon. I've got some self-care tips for you to best align with what this new moon brings. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Thursday, June 6th. With today's new moon in Gemini, we have the ending of the previous moon cycle that began with the new moon in Taurus and the beginning of the coming moon cycle. So with this new moon, we are planting the seeds of what will be unfolding for the coming month. And with the new moon, we have the moon and sun coming together, merging, fertilizing new ideas, planting the seeds of the future. So be sure to set your intentions. That's one self-care thing you can do on the new moon is set your intentions for the coming month. There's absolutely no reason not to claim for yourself what you want to align with, what you want to call in or learn more about, right? Because the process of asking for something we want invites us into a journey of discovery. And so when we align ourselves with the things we want, we get to embark on the experience of seeing what we need to learn to get the things we want, who we need to become, like what about us needs to change to be the person we need to be to receive the thing we want. We get to learn what emotions come up, right? What feelings come up as we work through the process of uncovering how to get where we want to be. And those feelings sometimes need to be felt and processed. And when we can release some of the emotional blocks that we have through feeling our feelings, often that gets things moving in ways that can help us move along toward the things we want to achieve. So, of course, achieving something we want also involves all the signs of the zodiac, all the qualities that each sign brings. So as we go through the moon cycle, the moon moves through the 12 zodiac signs, and each one brings an opportunity for us to feel and connect with and learn and do the things that are going to help us make the shifts that help us bring in the things we want. So step one with the new moon is to set your intentions. So what is it you want? What feels important to you? What kind of feeling does it have? What do you want to experience? So this is a way of connecting yourself with what you want. And then some of the self-care things we can do to align with the new moon energy, especially this new moon, which is in Gemini. We have Sun, Moon, and Venus all conjunct together in Gemini. We have Mercury in Gemini in its own sign, sort of enhancing Gemini communication and thinking energies. We also have Jupiter in Gemini, bringing expansion and growth and abundance to ideas and thinking and communication and all of the ways that we do those things. So if you missed it and you want a little bit of a deeper exploration of what the energies are around today's new moon, I highly recommend my longer video from Sunday, June 2nd on the 6/6 new moon, what you need to know, new moon in Gemini. So check that out if you missed it. But for today, some quick self-care tips that we can add to what I've shared already about today's new moon. Yesterday's video also had some good thoughts and heads up about today's new moon. But for today, let's focus on how to make the most of this energy. And so I've got 3 tips to share with you, and these will help you anchor your intentions, right? So calling in the things you want. They will also help you to align with getting the most out of the coming moon cycle as it unfolds and things, as we go along that journey, which sometimes we feel like we have wind in our sails. Other times we feel like we have a giant hurdle to climb over or deal with in some way. So the journey brings all of it, right? We're welcoming the journey, and some of the best ways we can take care of ourselves to feel in the most alignment with who we are and what our greatest potential is. So number one, self-care tip for the Gemini new moon is to breathe. And I mentioned this yesterday, but it's worth repeating. So breathe. We're dealing with an air sign. We're dealing with 5 planets in Gemini. So remember to breathe. Any kind of breathing practices you do, great to do those now, or simply take some deep breaths. Bring your awareness to your breath throughout the day. Maybe set an alarm so that you pay attention to your breath and just take, the alarm goes off, I take a deep breath. And what you're doing when you breathe deeply is a couple of things. One is you are aligning yourself with the rhythms of life. So, right, this is how your body is aligning with nature. Kind of basic, but also profound, right? So when we take in the air, we breathe in and we release out our exhale. So we're bringing in gases and things that our cells need, that our body needs to function. We're breathing out, we're releasing the waste products, the carbon dioxide. So when we breathe in and out, we are literally engaging in our own rhythm of nature, what it means to be in a body, what it means to be alive, what it means to make the most of that life. So breathe, and you are aligning with the rhythms of life. The other part about that is when you breathe, you can choose to align with your intentions. You could say, as I breathe in, I receive the things that I want. I feel in my body what it feels like when I have the things I want. And last month we were focused on gratitude. So breathe in that gratitude, and it acknowledges that you are ready to receive the things you want. So it helps you align with your intentions. With your exhale, you can release, right? You can release anything that is not in alignment with what it is you want to invite in. You can let go of things that are in the way, of thoughts that are not helpful, maybe some negative thinking that you have that might be sort of habitual or unconscious. Letting go of some beliefs you might have that could interfere with you having what you want. So breathe in and you receive, exhale and you release what is not helpful. Okay, so that's number one, is breathe. So our 3 self-care tips for the Gemini new moon. Number 2 is write. Okay, so working with the power of words, the power of language, the power of communication. And you don't have to be a good writer or even any writer, right? To play, right? To play with putting your ideas, writing them out in the form of brainstorming or journaling or stream of consciousness. Whatever's coming, write it out. Does not have to be good grammar. That's not the point. The point is that it's a way of processing the thoughts and ideas you have. And maybe it will help you get more clear about what you think, or what thoughts might be getting in the way of getting what you want. So writing as a way of processing your thoughts, getting organized or not, right? It can be a jumble of words. It could be a doodle. It doesn't even have to be words, right? It's whatever is helpful for you in terms of putting your thoughts into some form of expression. So that will help to process your thoughts. Number 3, so number 1 was breathe, number 2 was write. Number 3 is learn something new. And this is kind of a fun one because there's lots of ways you can do this, right? It could be studying ant colony outside and what they do and how they do things. It could be reading a book. It could be looking something up on the internet that you've always wanted to know or suddenly want to know about. This is an opportunity for you to open your capacity to think, to be curious, to learn new things, to inform yourself, to bolster the things you already think you know, right? To round them out with more complete knowledge, maybe. So to sign up for a class, right? This would be a great moon cycle to either sign up for a class, get some books and start reading, or just start engaging with something you're interested in. Maybe watch some documentaries, or I don't know, something that's going to help you open your mind, expand what you know, and learn some new things. Another way to do this, by the way, is by engaging with another person. So conversation, right? Basic sharing of ideas could be a way for you to not only clarify your own thinking and how to put your ideas into words, but also how to listen, right? To hear what someone else has to say, how their perspective might be different, could help you learn something new, right? And this is so important in terms of our self-care, especially with Jupiter now in Gemini. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion. Gemini is the planet sign of thinking and ideas. So with Jupiter in Gemini for until next year, basically, we have this energy of expansion of ideas. So as we think about that in the bigger picture, in the collective, and how if we are attached to our own thinking, whether it's you or someone else, right? We can get bigger and bigger and bigger in our attachment to our opinion. So if instead of being attached to our opinion, we can say, here's what I think. Let me get more clear about what I think. Let me learn some new things and inform myself. And so when we expand from this in breath and out breath, right? Information in, information out, just like the breath. When we can do the Jupiter expansion in that way, then we can truly grow in terms of being a solid force for communication and sharing information and helping others to question their own thinking because you're questioning your own thinking, right? And we definitely need that in our world right now, right? What we do not need is more digging into your solid position that you're not going to bend or open from in any way, right? We need the flexibility of listening to each other, connecting with each other, communicating. So share your perspective, right? Your perspective is important. Finding the right words to do that is important, but it's also important to listen to other people's perspectives, right? So the more we can do that collectively, the better it is for our own self-care and for being an active participant in the kind of world we want to live in. So think about that. I'm also super excited because I'm celebrating today my anniversary of 2 years of YouTube videos daily. So, so for 2 years, since January 6th, 2022, I've done a daily Astro Vibe YouTube video here on this channel. So, so happy anniversary to me and to you, and thanks for being here and for all your support. Also, I have for sale a guided meditation for this Gemini new moon. So it is called The Power of Heartfelt Communication. And I've been putting out a guided meditation for each new and full moon. I've recently started making them available again, and these are really powerful kinds of, it's almost like your own personal little energy healing session when you listen to the guided meditation, because it helps you connect with your own truth, with your own deeper wisdom. So in other words, when I lead guided meditations, I help you unlock and access the things that you need to know, that you are already know and maybe have forgotten, but really, really powerful in terms of accessing the feeling of empowerment, self-care, deep self-care and regeneration, accessing new thinking, new perspectives, really powerful in terms of supporting you with your own self-care and your own process of manifestation that we are doing with the moon cycles, and helping you to work with the energy of intention setting and amplify the intentions that you are setting for yourself. So the power of heartfelt communication, the link is available in the notes for this video. It is also available on my website, astrologyheals.com. You'll see a page for guided meditations, and it's on there. The power of heartfelt communication for the June 6th Gemini new moon. It's $15, super affordable. So if you feel called to that, highly recommend making that investment in yourself. It's just a small investment, right? But really something you can listen to as many times as you want, and get all of the insights that are there for you, waiting for you to tap into. All right. Thank you so much for being here. And as always, thank you so much for your support and your comments. A great way to share information with me, and for sharing these YouTube videos with a friend. And of course, subscribing if you haven't yet, and hit that subscribe button. All right. Thanks so much for being here. Happy new moon. See you next time.